Hey y'all, welcome to Craftable Things. I'm Patrice, and y'all, I am about to let y'all in on one of my biggest secrets. Alright y'all, so if you've been here for a while, y'all know how in my head I am a professional seamstress. I am a master embroiderer. Like, I just got it all down packed. But y'all know that's really in my head, right? But I had to start somewhere. And today's video, shout out to Zdigitizing, is sponsored by a company that I kind of leaned on very early on in my embroidery journey. So if you are new to embroidery or you're considering getting started with an embroidery business, this video is for you. So most of us, if we have a little design experience, we know that when we're designing for different products or designs or images or projects or whatever it is that you're doing, you want to make sure that you have the correct file extensions, meaning you want to have like an SVG file if you're going to be cutting something, a PNG file with 300 dpi if you're going to be printing, and so forth. Well, embroidery works a little different. So today we are going to be walking through the steps of embroidering a t-shirt, but we got to start at the beginning. Because with your designs, you need to make sure you know the machine that you have and the type of file you need, because all embroidery files need to be digitized. What does that mean? That means it needs to be digitized so that those needles and that thread go in the correct places. Now, if you're getting started, that might sound foreign to you. So Zdigitizing is a digitizing company that will digitize your artwork for you. And you will be able to use that artwork on clothing, on bags, or anything, and embroider some beautiful merch, right? So today we are going to be taking a file that I sent over to Zdigitizing, and they sent it back to me. They actually sent me back a PES and a DST. We're going to be using two different machines today. We'll be using the Ricoma EM-1010, which is a 10 needle, a multi-needle machine, and we will also be using a Brother SE600 to get this done. So enough talking, let's get into embroidering these shirts. Okay, y'all, so before we get into actually being able to make a shirt, we need to get this file digitized, and this is the image that we'll be using. I am making some shirts for my Craftabilities craft room inside of my class, and this is what we're working with. So this is a PNG file, and the way this is now, we cannot save this onto our hard drive or flash drive and upload this into our embroidery machine. It is not going to stitch out. So we need to get this digitized. So I've already sent this over to the folks at Zdigitizing, and they've already turned this into exactly what I need it to be. So this is a 4x3 version of that image, but it is digitized for us. And this particular program is Embroider that I opened it in, but they sent me a PES of this file so that I can use it on my Brother SE600. And so all I have to do now is just save this onto my flash drive, and I need to upload this into my Brother. So I'm going to save this onto the flash drive. And then they also sent me this same image. However, we will also be stitching this out on our Ricoma EM-1010. And for the Ricoma EM-1010, the file format needs to be a DST file. So for the Brother, we're using a PES, but for the Ricoma, we are using a DST. So you want to make sure you know what file exchanges your designs or your embroidery designs need to be prior to sending it to them. But this looks great, and we are going to get ready to stitch these out. All right, y'all. So if you haven't met Emma already, this is Emma, my brother, SE600. It is a embroidery and sewing machine, and the largest hoop size you can use with it is a 4x4. So now I just want to go ahead and get this threaded. What I like about this machine is that it's numbered, so you know all of the different places where that thread needs to travel. And now I'm just trying to get it in 6. And we got it. And we're going to go up and around. And I'm going on the side because this machine threads itself. So next, I'm going to put our bobbin in. And I will not be changing the bobbin each time. And we're going to put this presser foot down, and now it's time to thread. We have it threaded in, and I'm just going to pull it through. So we're all ready to start. We are starting with the black thread, and we are just going to follow the order. So along with the digitized artwork, Zdigitizing sends us a detailed list of the orders of the threads and the different colors that should be used, and I really like that. That makes it a lot easier for us to be able to get this done. And so it's listed in steps, so we will know exactly what will be digitized. So I'm excited to start this, and I know that it is going to come out amazing. So now we've saved the files onto this flash drive, and now it's time for us to import it into the machine. And there is a USB slot on the side where you will just stick it into. So we place this on the side of our machine, and now it's time for us to get started. All right, so I lifted it up. Okay, recall, cancel. And so now we're just going to head over here and select the USB symbol. Now that is pulling up all of the different files on this flash drive. And so now we are going to have to navigate through to find the design that we want. And here it's listing all of the different types. So this is telling me that that is a DST. And we want the PES. All right, so we're going to click set. And here's the design. I'm going to click and edit. We're going to go into embroidery status. And so now it's time for us to set our hoop. I'm really excited to see how this stitches out, so I am making sure I follow all the steps to make sure that that happens. So I measured to make sure that the placement is going to be correct on the left chest. I'm also using some spray adhesive to apply my stabilizer to make sure that I place my hoop in the correct area, because y'all, I want this chest logo to be placed correctly. All right, so we are going to go ahead and push the hoop in and attach it to the other side, and you want to make sure it snaps in. Once that's done, we are going to tighten the hoop so that it does not come loose while it is attached to the embroidery machine. All right, so now we are all set and we are ready to begin stitching. And so I am just going to place this up. I gotta fix that collar so that it can just slide under there correctly. And now we are just making sure it's attached to the machine, and there are going to be several different hoop changes. Right now, this is going to take about 52 minutes for us to complete. I didn't think that through clearly when I sent them this file, but we are ready to get this going and stitched. Zdigitizing has bailed me out of so many situations. So we all get those customers who want items very quickly or at the last minute. I sometimes want to make things at the last minute and I just don't have time to actually digitize the file, and sometimes some designs are so intricate that I really need professional help. Well, that's where Zdigitizing always saves the day, and I absolutely love their 24/7 resource line as well as their free revisions. I absolutely love it. I feel comfortable whenever I send them a file, and I know that I'm going to get a professional file back and a file that stitches out perfectly every single time. So let's just see how this stitches out. It already looks amazing, so pretty glad I sent them this file so that I can use with my classroom craft room. So now everything is all finished, and just note with this particular machine you have to change your thread each time the color changes. You can keep the bobbin inside the same color, but your main thread you will have to keep changing it. But this looks amazing. I love how this stitched out, and I cannot wait to finish this. So I'm just going to unhoop it, and once I unhoop it, I'm going to cut all of those jump threads and then cut from around the back of that image, remove all of that extra stabilizer that's around, and then I am going to apply a little bit of tender touch on the back just so that it looks professional. But everything looks good, and this is really a perfect stitch out. All right, so now we are moving into the big boy of my embroidery machines, and this is the Ricoma EM-1010, and they stitched out another design for me so that I could use this design on the hoodie. And y'all, everything is going in fast motion because it just needs to. So this took about an hour to stitch. The width of this particular design or this stitch is about 10 inches, so it's about a 10 by 7. So it did take a little while, about an hour, to get everything done, but it turned out amazing. Look at those colors, and I love this machine because I don't have to remove any threads while this is stitching out, because this is a 10 needle machine. So everything is looking great, and I'm really happy with how everything turned out. Okay, y'all, so we are all done, and as y'all saw, my hoodie looks pretty amazing. I absolutely love how this stitched out. I'm also excited about making these shirts for our class craft room and for all of my students who will be wearing these inside of our class craft room. These stitched out perfectly. So I kind of expected that anyways, because I've used Zdigitizing before and I've always had amazing results with anything that I've sent them. So if you are interested in getting any design stitched out, make sure to contact them. They are offering 50% off of your first order. A link will be listed below in the description. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you are not already a subscriber. In addition, head over to Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok and join Craftful Things there as well. But that's it for today, y'all. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time.